and is halides. All the alkaline earth metals form Mx2 type of halide when they react with halides. Here M plus X2 form Mx2 type of halide. Mx2 type of halide. So what may be there? Like this. Here in place of M, any metal may be. Any metal may be in place of M. Any metal, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium. And in place of X2, Cl2, Br2, I2 and F2. So what will be product there? What is that? B, Cl2, B, Br2, B, I2 and B, F2, like this. Compounds you may get later. Okay. So what we got there? That is not visible. So I will write again it. So what we have seen? What we have seen? Metals react with halides and form Mx2 type of halide. Metals like this. I am taking metal beryllium plus Cl2. It is also halide, so it will form beryllium halide. Means beryllium chloride. So instead of this, we can take what? I2, Br2, and instead of this, we can take any metal of alkaline earth metal. Okay, in which means when metals alkaline earth metals react with halides, they form Mx2 type of halide. So that may be BeCl2, MgCl2, CaCl2, like this. Okay, in which BeCl2 is covalent, means they form metal halides, but in which BeCl2 is covalent and others are ionic, means BeCl2 is covalent in nature. What is nature? And the exception. BeCl2 is covalent in nature while others are ionic. BeCl2 is soluble in organic solvent. Being covalent, it is soluble in organic solvent. So organic solvent what may be? Benzene may be, chloroform, alcohol, etc. Means organic solvent means organic compound which act as solvent. So this one means BeCl2 is soluble in organic solvent, being covalent in nature. BeCl2 forms a chain structure in solid form. It forms chain structure in solid form. So chain structure, it is shown like this. In solid forms, it forms chain structure like this. Like this structure, it form. In solid form, it form like this structure. This is called chain structure. In solid form and in vapor phase, it is dimer and which form chloro-bridge bond. It is dimer which form chloro-bridge bond, which on heating decompose into monolinear. Means in vapor phase it is dimeric form, which on heating it decomposes into monolinear. The tendency to form the halide hydrates. This point, remember it. The tendency to form halide hydrates gradually decreases from BeCl2 to BaCl2. Means the nature of formation of hydrates by metal halides decreases down the group. Dehydration of hydrated chloride, bromide and iodide of calcium, strontium and barium can be achieved. Means dehydration of hydrated chloride, bromide and iodide of calcium, strontium and barium can be achieved by heating. Means dehydration of these halide with calcium, strontium and barium can be achieved by heating, while barium and magnesium on heating get hydrolyzed. So Dehydration of chloride, bromide and iodides, calcium, strontium and barium can be achieved by heating. Means, if this is simple way, dehydration of calcium, strontium and barium of chloride, bromide and iodide can be achieved by heating. While if we heat barium, beryllium and magnesium, it get hydrolyzed. Fluorides are relatively less soluble due to high lattice energy. Means fluoride are less soluble due to high lattice energy. Means their lattice energy is high, so they are less soluble. So what we have discussed here, we discussed that the highlights. What are highlights? When alkaline earth metals react with halocene means H2, they form highlights. That may be BCl2, Vi2, Br2, etc. etc. And in which the BCl2 is covalent in nature while other are ionic in nature. BCl2 is soluble in organic solvent while others are not soluble in organic solvent, they are soluble in inorganic solvent. BCl2 is BCl2 in solid form chain structure. I have shown one figure, form chain structure, while in vapor phase it is in dimeric form and form chloro-bridge bond. The nature of formation of hydrates decreases from beryllium chloride to beryllium fluoride. On dehydration, we get the dehydrated product of chloro, bromo, iodo, calcium, strontium and barium. But if we heating the beryllium and magnesium, it get hydrolyzed. Fluorides are relatively less soluble due to the high lattice energy. Fluorides are less soluble due to high lattice energy. And next is salt of oxyacids. Salts of oxyacids. So we have already discussed what are the oxyacids. I have already told that what are the oxyacids. So in any structure, if we draw a structure of any compounds like this, we are taking acid, H2SO4. So if we make dot structure, here we have discussed carbonate, so I will take that H2 carbonic acid, H2CO3. This is also. So if you draw dot structure, you have already drawn this dot structure and Lewis dot structure or bond structure. So it will be drawn like this. Sorry. Okay. So this is the acid in which OH group is bonded to the carbonyl group, to the carbon, to which one more oxygen is doubly bonded. So this type of acid are called what is oxyacid. So when metals of secondary elements react, they form the carbonate like that, magnesium carbonate, calcium carbonate, strontium carbonate, beryllium carbonate, etc. etc. So when they react with, they form the salt of oxyacids. Salts of oxyacid means when they react with oxyacids, they form salt. Salts of oxyacids. Okay. So and these salts are insoluble in water. These salts are insoluble. It means salts of oxyacids are insoluble in water, and they can be precipitated by addition of sodium or ammonium salt solution to a solution of soluble salt. Means if we want to precipitate these salts, we will add sodium or ammonium salt solution to the given salts of oxyacid. Solubility decreases with increasing the atomic number. Means solubility of these metal carbonate decreases with increasing the atomic number. So one question is arises: arrange these carbonates in increasing or decreasing order of their solubility. So you can arrange. You remember this solubility. Solubility decreases with increasing the atomic number of metals. Solubility decreases with increasing atomic number of metals. As the atomic number of metals increases, so solubility decreases. And all the metal oxides decompose, all the metal carbonates decompose into metal oxide and carbonate. Metal oxide and carbonate. So I have taken MoCO3, means any metal carbonate may be, when it is heated it decomposes into MO plus CO. MgCO3 into MgO plus CO2. So other carbonates also decompose like this. I am taking barium carbonate. It is being heated. So what is it? It forms BeO plus CO2. Like this. Calcium carbonate if you are taking. Calcium carbonate. So based on this some question you may get in your book. So you remember that when calcium carbonates are heated, they decompose into metal oxide and carbon dioxide. And BeCO3 is kept in atmosphere of CO2, means it is kept in CO2 atmosphere because Be is unstable, and due to CO it doesn't decompose very easily. So being unstable, it is kept in atmosphere of CO2. So students, we discuss here that salts of oxy acids. So in that we have discussed the salts of oxy acid, that carbonate. Next is that is sulfate. So all the metal oxides, all the metals of secondary elements form the sulfates. Like the sulfates they form. Next is sulfate. So SO4 type of sulfate they form. Like this beryllium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, calcium sulfate, etc. Means when metals of secondary elements react with sulfuric acid SO4, they form salts of metals. So what we have seen here, that all the metals of secondary elements form sulfate. They are readily soluble in water. They are readily soluble in water, and solubility decreases from calcium sulfate to barium sulfate. Means they are readily soluble in water, but their solubility decreases from calcium sulfate to barium sulfate. The hydration enthalpies of beryllium and magnesium ions are higher than the lattice energy, so they are soluble in water. The hydration energy of beryllium ion and calcium ions are higher than the lattice energy, so they are soluble. So one point is, remember that hydration energy greater than lattice energy. If hydration energy is greater than lattice energy, so the compound, whatever is compound, that will be soluble in water. What if hydration energy is higher or greater than the lattice energy? That compound will be soluble in water. And next is nitrate. So next is nitrates. How are nitrates prepared? Nitrates are prepared by dissolution of calcium with carbonate to dilute HNO3. Like this reaction, CaCO3 plus dilute to HNO3, it forms calcium nitrate and calcium oxide and H2. This form like this, and their hydration nature decreases as the atomic number of metal increases. So hydrating power decreases with increasing atomic number of metals. All the metal nitrates decompose into oxide and nitrite. All the nitrates decompose into oxide and nitrate on heating, like this. Calcium nitrate, if it is being heated, it will form, it is heated, it forms calcium oxide plus 2NO2 plus O2. So we have to balance it. I think it is balanced. Okay. Now it is balanced. So all the carbonates decompose like this. Whatever carbonates are, whatever nitrates are there, if they are being heated, they compose into oxide and, like lithium. If I am taking lithium carbonate, beryllium carbonate, beryllium nitrate. Sorry, students. It is being heated. It forms barium oxide, beryllium oxide plus 2NO2 plus O2. So all the nitrates decompose like this on heating. So this is the nitrates. How are nitrates? Some nitrates are found by the reaction of carbonate with dilute HNO3, and their dehydrating nature decreases. Their hydrating nature decreases from beryllium to barium, and all the metal nitrates decompose into oxide and nitride on heating. So they decompose like this. Two example I have taken. Other metal nitrates are also decomposing like this. Okay, thank you students. So you watch this video and things will be clear, and also you open your notebook, open your book and read the points whatever I am teaching you. Hello children, welcome back to chemistry class. I am Santosh sir with another topic. So our topic is anomalous behavior of beryllium. Means you might have heard the elements of same group have similar properties, but beryllium is element of secondary, but it has different behavior from others. It has different behavior from other elements of secondary group. So what is the reason and why it shows different behavior, that we will discuss. So means anomalous is different behavior from anomalous behavior of beryllium means other elements of this group. So similar behavior, but this element show different behavior from other elements. So what different behavior it shows and what is the reason, we will discuss in this topic. So let us see what is the reason and why does it show a different behavior. Let us see. It is hardest alkaline earth metal. It is hardest alkaline earth metal and has maximum bonding due to small size. Maximum bonding due to small size. What is the reason? You know that bonding means attraction. Attraction, just attraction means in beryllium we write 2, 2 means how many electrons are there? 2 electrons are there. So if you see here, first cell and second cell, this is nucleus. This is nucleus, so protons are present, 2 is there and 2 is there. Means if we write KLM and like this, or we write 1s2, 2s2 like that. Okay. So what we have seen, in outermost there is 2 electron and that cell is closer to the nucleus. That cell is closer to the nucleus. So there is strong bonding. It and has maximum bonding due to small size. Due to smaller size, it has maximum bonding. If we discuss other elements like magnesium, so there are 3 cells, 1, 2 and 3. So cell, as the number of cell increases, distance between nucleus and outermost cell or valence cell increases. means as the distance between nucleus and as the number of cell increases, the distance between nucleus and outermost cell increase. If distance increases, so attraction between nucleus and outermost cell decreases, and these make weaker bond. These make weaker bond, and in this the nucleus and second cell is closer, so there is maximum bonding due to small size. Means if it all being smaller, there is maximum bonding. There is maximum bonding due to this. It is hardest element and has maximum bonding due to small size. And what is maximum bonding due to small size? So I think you know that in other elements like third cell is there, fourth cell is there, fifth cell is there, but in this only two cells are there. So as the number of cell increases, the attraction between nucleus and outermost cell decrease. So as much as closer the cell is, that much stronger bonding will be between nucleus and outermost electron. So in beryllium, outermost electron is closer in comparison to other elements of this group. So the bonding is stronger than other group elements that we have discussed. Highest melting point and boiling point. It is least reactive due to highest ionization potential. It is least reactive. What is it? Is least reactive due to highest ionization potential. Due to highest ionization potential. So you know that ionization potential is affected by many factors. But among that, one factor is number of cells there. If number of cells is increasing, the ionization potential decreases. So in this, if we talk in beryllium, there are two cells, beryllium 2 and 2. So there are two cells, 1 and 2. Two cells are there only. So attraction between nucleus and electron is maximum. Attraction between nucleus and electron is maximum. So let me write here. Due to highest ionization means melting and boiling point. Melting and boiling point is highest. Due to a strong or highest ionization potential. So let us discuss how the ionization potential is. So you have already discussed that the ionization potential we can define. How we can define ionization potential? The amount of energy to remove an electron from an isolated gaseous atoms outermost electron or valence electron is called ionization potential. So ionization potential decreases with increase the number of cells. So in secondary elements, it is the smallest element. So ionization potential is highest. First, and a factor affecting the ionization potential. So in that cell is also one more factor, nuclear charge, stable configuration. Like this, other factor are also there. But number of cell, as the number of cell increases, ionization potential decreases. So in this case, it is smallest. So ionization potential of this one is highest because number of cell is minimum. Number of cell is 2, but in other magnesium, outermost cell 3, in calcium, so like this number of cells are there. So as the number of cell increases, ionization potential decreases. In beryllium, number of cell is minimum. So ionization potential of beryllium is maximum. Okay. Next is due to high density. Its polarizing effect is highest. Due to high size is smaller. Density equal. What is formula for density? Mass upon volume. So density. What is mass? Volume is very small. So mass is 4. So density will be highest. Due to high density, its polarizing effect is highest and it forms covalent bond. So if somebody asks why does it forms covalent bond, so what will be your answer? Your answer is this: due to high density, its polarizing power is highest and form covalent bond. Means maximum compounds of beryllium is covalent in nature. Why is it covalent? Because density is maximum in comparison to other elements of this group, not all the elements, other elements of this group only. Okay. Next is oxides and hydroxide of beryllium are amphoteric in nature. Oxide and hydroxides are amphoteric in nature. So I know that you may be knowing the amphoteric nature. Amphoteric means the oxide are substance which behave both as well as acid as well as base. Means the any compound that behave as acid as well as base is known as amphoteric. So it behave as acid as well as base also. So oxide and hydroxide are amphoteric in nature. It reacts with BeO plus H2O, H2SO4, it forms BeSO4 plus H2. Here BeO react with NaOH, it forms Na2BeO2 borate, berylate. And in this hydroxide BeOH whole twice plus 2HCl gives BeCl2 plus 2H2O, and barium hydroxide react with alkalis and it forms berylate ions. Hydroxide is unstable in water and covalent in nature. Hydroxide are unstable in water and covalent in nature. It shows diagonal relation with aluminium. Very important point. Beryllium shows diagonal relation with aluminium, and other elements of this group doesn't show relation, diagonal relation. Means only beryllium shows diagonal relation with aluminium, and other elements of this group do not show diagonal relationship. Okay. Students, our next topic is diagonal relationship between beryllium and aluminium. So you might be knowing that diagonal relationship, but small description I will give you. Elements of second period is diagonal to third period. Some, like this we can say, elements of second period has similarities to the elements of third period which are diagonal to each other, and this relationship is called diagonal relationship. Diagonal relationship elements, those who diagonal relationship, they have similarities in their properties. So here we will discuss similarities between beryllium and aluminium. Means beryllium shows diagonal relationship with aluminium. So that, and what is the reason why that shows that diagonal relationship with aluminium? Let us see. Let us begin. Are you ready? Yes. Let us begin our topic. Okay. So without being delay, in many properties of beryllium is resemble with aluminium. Means many properties of beryllium is similar or resemble to aluminium. What properties? First is both have approximate same electronegativity. Means both have approximate same electronegativity. Approximate, not exact, but little differences there. Ionic radius 31 pm and charge radius ratio. So how much similarities? They have similarities in electronegativity, ionic radius and charge radius ratio. Second point is both are not readily attacked by acid or base. Means both do not react with acid and bases. It means both beryllium and aluminum do not react with acid and bases because they form oxide all around them. Here both are not readily attacked by acid or base due to formation of oxide on the surface. Means on their surface they form oxide. They react with oxygen and they form oxide. So they do not readily react, means fastly react with acid and base due to formation of oxide on the surface. What is second point? Both are not strongly attacked by acid or base due to formation of oxide on the surface. Okay. Third point, both form complexes, means beryllium and aluminum both form complexes, like beryllium form complex BeC2O 4 and BeF4 2 minus here 2 minus there. Okay, and this complex structure is what is tetrahedral. So you have already discussed in coordination compound, in that covalent means bonding, chemical bonding, you have already discussed the structure of compounds. How to draw the structure of compounds. So from there it will be clear what both beryllium form complex which is tetrahedral. What is tetrahedral? And aluminium form AlF6 3 minus and Al2O3 3 minus are octahedral. It means both form complexes. The complex of beryllium is tetrahedral while the complex of aluminum is octahedral. Next point is the chloride of both aluminium and beryllium have bridged chloride structure in vapor phase. Means in vapor phase they have bridge chloride structure. Means here bridge bond is found. Chloride bridge bond is found. This is beryllium compound and that is aluminium compound. So these show the relationship. What relationship? Diagonal relationship, because they have similarities in their properties. Due to this, they have similar properties. Okay, thank you students. So students, our next topic is calcium oxide, that is called quicklime. Okay, formula of calcium oxide CaO. What is CaO? Quicklime. So preparation, how can it be prepared? It can be prepared by heating calcium carbonate at 1070 Kelvin to 1270 Kelvin in rotary clean gives calcium oxide and CO2. So how we can say it? Calcium carbonate are heating in rotary clean at 1070 Kelvin to 1270 Kelvin gives calcium oxide and CO2, and CO2 should be removed as product form to avoid complication. This CO2 should be removed as soon as possible. Otherwise there will be complication. Again they will combine, then they will change into calcium carbonate. So be prepared by heating calcium carbonate at 1070 to 1270 in rotary clean gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. CO2 should be removed as soon as possible because to avoid complication. To avoid complications, CO2 should be removed from there, removed from product. What is it? Is white amorphous solid. So solids are classified in two parts, that is crystalline solid and amorphous solid. Amorphous solid and crystalline solids have some difference. In amorphous solids, particles are not properly arranged in 3 dimensions, but in crystalline solid, particles are arranged in 3 dimensions. So it is white crystalline, it is white amorphous solid. It has melting point 2870 Kelvin. It has melting point 2870 Kelvin. When it is exposed to atmosphere, so in atmosphere, carbon dioxide and H2O is present. Carbon dioxide and H2O present. So it react with carbon dioxide and H2O and form these products. Calcium oxide react with H2O, gives calcium hydroxide, and calcium oxide react with CO2 and form calcium carbonate as a precipitate. So on exposure to atmosphere, it combines with H2O and CO2 to give calcium hydroxide and calcium carbonate. And when a limited amount of water is added to calcium oxide, lump of lime breaks. Lump of lime breaks, and that is called slacking of lime. When limited quantity of water is added to calcium oxide, so lump of lime breaks, and that is called slacking of lime. It is basic. It is basic. So being basic oxide, it combines with acidic oxide at high temperature. Means it is basic in nature, so it combines with acidic oxides like this CaO, react with SiO2, forms calcium silicate. Calcium oxide and silicon dioxide, calcium silicate. Here calcium oxide and P4O10 and calcium phosphate. Calcium phosphate. This is the, and next is uses. So what is use of this? So first use is, it is used in, it is used in manufacture, it is used in manufacture of cement. It is used in manufacture of cement as raw material. As raw material. Okay. Second, it is used in preparation of caustic soda and sodium carbonate. It is used in preparation of caustic soda and sodium carbonate. Third, it is used in manufacture of, it is used in purification of sugar. So these are the main uses of calcium oxide. Students, please, if you understand it, whatever I taught it, please like, share and subscribe my channel. My channel name is Chemistry with Santosh Sir. Chemistry with संतोष सर, हरैया बस्ती, हरैया बस्ती. So please subscribe my channel. For any query, for any doubts, you can contact, you can comment. If you want more videos about this, any topic related to chemistry, so you can comment. I will make video on that topic. Okay, thank you students.